Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Not Today Derek podcast. I'm your host, Wade Hobber, and we've been bringing you inspirational stories, real chats with real people, redemption stories, and today I have a very special guest. I'm excited to announce the most strongest, brave woman, the Queen of Carlton, the underbelly bride, the rise of the Phoenix herself, Miss Kellie Carter-Bell.
Thank you very much, Wade. It's an absolute privilege and honour to be here.
I'm rapt to have you on.
Thank
I
you.
should have yelled out to Aidan to give you the drum roll. What a hype up! What an intro!
yeah. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's me.
That's you.
That's me. Yes.
Okay. Well, you've answered that a little bit, but my first question is, who is Kellie Carter-Bell?
Okay. Kellie Carter-Bell is now 56 years old with 5 children and 5 grandchildren.
I'm going to stop you there. 56 years young.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Miss Benjamin Button, or whatever you want to call me.
That's
Yes. Remember you said that one day, which was a great compliment. Will stick with me. Kellie Carter-Bell's lived a very interesting life. I was born into the underworld, underbelly, drugs, crime, murder, and my dad was a policeman.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that balance work? So, growing up in Carlton,
Yep.
Dad's a police officer. What's the environment like then?
Like a zoo, but it was supposed to be a home.
Okay.
I had 3 sisters that were heroin addicts when I was very young. My mum did the best job she could, which it was an amazing job, and that's why I'm sitting here today, thanks to Mum. I have survived probably the unimaginable. I have been through childhood sexual assault. I have been through being gang raped from the ages of 11 to 13. I had my first black eye at 13. And when you say who is Kellie Carter-Bell, what I seen, what I grew up in and what I knew and thought love was, there was no doubt about it that, that's exactly where I was headed.
So, what was love for you in those days?
A black eye.
Okay.
Yeah. That was when I got into my first relationship. But love for me prior to that in a home was, watching my sisters hit up heroin, watching my sisters being dragged off by the police to go back to prison, watching my sisters fall asleep in their dinner, Mum working 3 jobs, so that left me quite vulnerable and, probably raising myself a lot of the time. There was things that I were made to do as a young girl that no one should ever be made to do. I cleaned up a murder scene at the age of probably 13, 14. My sister was married to one of Australia's most notorious criminals, drug dealers, and that he had killed a man for changing a song on the radio, supposedly.
So, this is anyone who's listening. This is crazy.
Yes,
this is crazy
stuff. Sounds a bit
stuff.
like a movie, doesn't it?
But so often when I speak to people when they're in the trenches, that's their normal. What was your mindset at the time? Did you realise how crazy this was, or was that just your normal?
That was very normal for me. Like I said, police banging the door down, for instance, I would have been probably 8, maybe 9. I remember coming home from school one day, that would have been prior to this, but maybe 7, 8, and my mum was literally washing money in the washing machine as the criminals had just done a bank robbery and the dye bomb went in the bag. So Mum was literally laundering the money.
Yeah, literally, that's a different way of
Yes,
laundering it, isn't it?
Certainly is. There's a famous shoplifting gang called the Kangaroo Gang, and I remember they used to wear lots of different outfits, so they couldn't be recognised, and like they would come to our place and change outfits and things. This is prior to me being 10. I'm definitely positive with the Great Bookie robbery. I don't know what happened at our house, whether we held stuff or what we did, but there was something there that I remember the more I think about it. Smuggling a gun into Jika H Division in Pentridge Prison with Mum. Yep.
It's the crazy things.
It is.
Your environment, you've painted a pretty detailed picture there. It's chaos.
It is. It was.
So let's touch back on what you identified love as being was a black eye. Can you elaborate on that? Because your version of love would be completely distorted to the version of love that you see now, which we'll speak about later.
Yep.
But those early days, what was love for you?
Love probably for me was a hot dinner, maybe, because there was no chaos going on. So Mum could manage to cook a hot dinner. Like my mum was just one of the most amazing women you could ever imagine, to lose 3 children and stay on this planet for the next 29 years. But she did the best she could. She really did. But it was like, seeing my sisters with black eyes. My sister's dad beat my mum. My dad didn't beat my mum. So, like being 4 years old and sitting and waiting at the window to see how drunk he is. Is Mum going to get a broken jaw? Is the dinner going to go up to the roof? Plenty of things like that. That's what I thought love was. And then sort of watching my sisters going down the road of eventually heroin, they were just like non-existent almost. They were just treated like they weren't human.
Like cattle.
Because,
like cattle.
because they had a disease. So there was lots of hugs and kisses. Mum always hugs and kisses. But love as in how we know it today, that probably didn't exist for me.
But that lifestyle is very addictive, isn't it?
Oh, it's extremely addictive.
So it's almost like you compromise a lack of something.
Exactly.
Because it's masked, or you're getting a reward somewhere else.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
Yeah. You put up with anything. You don't talk. You don't repeat. That looked like to me, for instance, cleaning up a murder scene, knowing the body's been put in the Yarra River and then the barrel gets found, and that's just to me, oh yeah, that was my brother-in-law that did that. But no other consideration of what can I do with that information, or do I go to the police or anything like that. That was just a no-no. I also, when I was about 13, my sister Sissy said to me she was married to Dennis Allen. Can you go and see Dennis's brother? He's going to give you a letter for you to give to me to bring into Pentridge so I know what to say in court. Sorry, not into Pentridge, into Fairley female prison where the women eventually went. And I thought, yeah, no problem. I'd go and visit them very often on the weekend on my own, because Mum would usually be in bed with hangovers or somewhere drunk. I was maybe looking after myself. And when I got to Peter's house, he said to me, "Do you know what you're doing?" And I said, "Yes." And he gave me a bag of, now I know what grams and things look like. God, there probably would have been I don't know, 30, 40 grams of heroin in this, a bag of orange powder it was, supposedly the highest grade of heroin that's ever been in here. And there was no ifs or buts as, oh, I better not do this because if I get caught, what's going to happen? I just shoved it up my sleeve and went on in to visit my sisters.
Wow. So growing up with these distorted norms, how does this manifest throughout teens, into 20s, into 30s and 40s? How do you notice your lifestyle starts to move? What track do you start to move down?
Okay. Definitely. When I had that first black eye, it was definitely like a high five moment for myself. It was like...
Can you explain that?
Okay, so because I thought that's what love was, because it was all I'd seen, I thought, wow, now I'm loved. Got my first black eye.
Join the club.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Yes. And the black eyes were very often with this relationship. There were no questions asked, from mum, or it was just all accepted.
So you're repeating the cycle within relationships?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. When my dad left, it was a very pivotal moment. It still sticks with me today, and I can remember thinking that if my dad left,
Sorry, how old were you when he left?
8.
8.
Yep. That if my dad left, he left because he didn't love me. So therefore, I'm unlovable if my dad can't even stick around. And then by that stage, I'd already been sexually assaulted twice.
Prior to 8?
Yes. Okay. 4 and 8 years old. Yes. So, wasn't until in later life that I realised, that was wrong, because when you're stuck in that, you think either that's what you deserve or that's just what happens in life. Older men do things to little girls. I didn't know no different. I didn't tell no one. And the second one at 8 years old was I lived in the Carlton Flats then, and a arsehole come and asked me could I help him go and find his puppy. And there was no stranger danger.
Yeah.
I wasn't taught any of that. And yet he took me a fair way now that I know the distance. And made me do horrific things. And, I didn't tell anyone. Yeah, that was just, okay, this is how life is. And then, I can come home from school on a Friday, no one's home, the door's locked. So that meant that Mum was gone for the weekend. She had 3 heroin addict daughters. That's how she dealt with it, with alcohol.
So with all that going on, you have to find ways to survive.
Definitely.
So from that early age, what did you start to develop? What tools did you start to develop for your own survival?
Now that I can sort of think back, I always knew that it's going to be up to me to look after me. It's going to be my job to maybe be the adult in a lot of situations.
Is that also why you put up with abusive partners? Not only because that was your norm and that's what you thought love was, but was it being around strong men? Was that a survival tool, do you think?
I think it was, but I also think, Wade, because I didn't think I deserved to be loved, so I put up with anything. Stemming
from your father leaving?
Yeah.
Your own perception of your own value and self-worth was lowered?
Yeah, because when Dad was around, it was like 180. It was completely different. Dad cooked us dinner. Dad said, I love you. Even my sisters loved it when Dad was around because there was some normality, although I think normal's a cycle on the washing machine. yeah, there was love. Now that I can look back, there was love. Yeah. And of course, when their dad would go to jail, dad would come back into the scene. And then when their dad would come out of jail, dad would disappear. And that sort of went on until, I'm sure it was about 8.
And these tools, they start to haunt you through adult life, don't they?
Yeah, they sort of fester, like with the gang rapes. That went on for 2 years. Like no one did anything. It was just I was spoken about all the time, you know. I was the local whatever. But the school knew what was happening. So how am I expected to feel that I'm worth anything else when there's no care? Like that mum was doing her best, but...
Did anyone try to help you?
No.
When was the first time someone started helping you?
Maybe about 4 years ago.
Okay. How are you today?
Today I'm a different person. Today I'm a completely different person. This has built me into someone that has a passion to pay all that abuse forward. I want to be saving lives while I'm sleeping.
I love that. Saving lives while I'm sleeping.
Most people want to be making money while they're sleeping. And, yeah.
And you want to save lives while you sleep. Yeah, I love that.
By sharing my story.
So what was your fork in the road moment? What was your turning point where you realise, okay, this is not normal.
Okay.
This is chaos. This is leading me up this direction that's not healthy. It's not conducive for my relationships. What was your light bulb moment, your aha moment where you're like, okay, something needs to bloody change here?
Okay, so my ex-husband tried to kill me, but that wasn't a light bulb moment because I went to another relationship after that. Like he literally tried to kill me by attacking me with a filleting knife. And I have scars from head to toe. My scars are my armour these days and I wear them with pride. So there was the first relationship that lasted a couple of years. I ended up hanging out with Mark Moran, Jason, Alphonse, you name it. That's who I hung out with. That was by the age of 15. Got out of that relationship. The gang rapes were before that. Mark Moran was a real saviour for me. He tried to show me maybe love, but I didn't know what it was, but just what life could be like. And I don't mean running drugs and doing all the things that were happening later on. I mean like late 80s, yeah. So that was there was a little bit of a snippet there thinking, oh, okay, you can be treated different. Okay. You don't need to be treated like that.
So the light started flashing a bit.
Yeah, but then I married John in Pentridge.
Yeah, okay. So you jumped straight back out of the frying pan into the fire again.
Yes. Yeah. I was still friends with a lot of them when my sisters sent me up. My sisters were in Pentridge. There was a called B Annex, and they could speak to the guys and things in the other yards. And my sister had formed a relationship with a guy that had been moved up to Bendigo prison. And my sisters thought it'd be a great idea if they send me up there to meet his mate, John. And Wade, within 2 weeks, like he had consumed me.
Yeah.
And me thinking how fucking cool.
Do you mean like love bombing?
Yeah, probably that, now that we've got that name for it. But yeah, it would be love bombing because I didn't know what love was. So it was just, consumed as in consumed so he knew what I was doing every minute of every day. There's things to do, phone calls, write him letter every day. So that it was like he was almost grooming me.
Yeah, grooming.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
do you think you're an easy target based on
definitely.
your past?
I was a prime target.
Yeah.
I was, even for my first relationship, he was 17, I was 13. I was a prime target.
So the light switch is off again.
Yep.
Okay. I spoke to Mum in a previous pod.
Yes.
And she said, in hindsight, after reflection, all these things that she's was going through are preparing her for what's next. Learning lessons along the way, becoming stronger, more resilient.
Yes.
What are you learning from this?
I often like to call myself the chosen one. I lost my first child, Heather Eve, when I was 19. I've lost 3 sisters. I've lost a cousin whose anniversary is today. They're all from heroin. Mummy died in 2018. And for me to have never gone to that needle, like there's been times when Sissy had a broken arm and I had to help her tie the tourniquet so she could inject herself. There's been lots of horrific times that they were more the light bulb moments. Don't ever go down that path. Don't ever go down that path.
And what were the lessons?
The lessons were losing 3 sisters to heroin by the ages of 28 and 32. They had passed. God love my sister Sissy. She married Dennis in Pentridge and she also hung herself in Pentridge. My sister Tammy, she found a lovely man and had 2 children so they're 12 months apart. She got clean for a fair while there, was doing her best, and that beast got her again, and she was found overdosed in a car in Carlton. She had a 11-month-old and maybe a, say, 2-year-old almost. Then there was Kerry. She was found dead in the Footscray train station car park 11 hours after she was released from prison. So we're not sure whether she misjudged the amount or Kerry did rob the triads. So we're not sure if she got a hot shot or not.
So how did you dodge these bullets? Like, I'm sitting here with all this going on around you, and like Aiden, he's listening. He wouldn't be. He'd be on the same boat as me. We can't believe it. The woman that we're looking at, in comparison to what you're telling us now, it mind boggles me.
Yeah, it does.
Before we go
sometimes.
to where you are now, I just want to catch that and just say, I'm so fucking proud of you. I don't swear. You're amazing to come through all that, to frame up that conversation, and me look at you now. I don't. They're 2 different people. I can't. My mind can't picture it. So why you? How did you dodge those bullets? What got you out of that?
Okay. I'm pretty sure with the needle, because I'd seen so much.
Yeah, okay.
There was also a comment that stuck with me for a long, long time. My sister Tammy, we lived in the Carlton flats at this stage in the walk-ups, and we lived on the 4th floor, and Tammy had overdosed. And when the ambulance had finished doing what they needed to do to revive her, The ambulance man said to me, tell her to do it on the bottom floor next time, will you? So these were just things that I was starting to realise that, okay, so this life isn't what everyone does. And, you know, my sisters would go to my friends' mums and say, Mum just said, could she borrow $50 and she'll give it back to you tomorrow. We just need some bread and milk, you know. And I go visit my friend and they'd say, did your mum get the $50? And oh, no, not again, please, no. So I think with my mum's strength and my dad's brains, I always had that glimmer of hope that one day this will be different. One day I'm going to be able to change this.
And when did it become different?
From John trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I had 4 children under 4 with John. I had my 5th child to my next perpetrator, criminal. With that relationship, once again, believed a black eye was full of love. So I was so loved because I had a black eye every week.
But I've heard you say this line. Forgive me, I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
Because it plays over and over in my head because of what my sister went through. And as you said, with those ambulance staff or paramedics, people are so quick to judge, especially women or men that are involved in DV relationships. But you said this quote when I saw you speak at the She Matters rally.
Yeah.
You said, don't ask why she didn't leave. Ask, what can I do to help you? Am I giving that quote justice there?
Yeah.
Can you just rattle it off for me?
Okay. So that is the worst question in the world for someone who is trying to leave. You have the best intentions of trying to help us. But if I had 3 days, Wade, I will tell you why she doesn't just leave. So what will be said by the time I leave this planet is, what can I do to help you get out safely? And the reason I say that it would have made a difference if someone had said that to me 20 years ago instead of why don't you leave, because my thought in my head would have been, what do you mean get me out safely? I'm extremely safe. I'm black eyes every week. I am so loved. So unfortunately that question, what it does to survivors, to lots of in my opinion, is it now marks you off my list of people to go to. Okay, he's judging me, she's judging me, but your best intentions are at heart. So we really, really need to reword that. And a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about when I say, what do you mean? Don't ask, why don't you just leave?
Can you say the full quote again for me?
Yep.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay. What can I do to help you get out safely?
It's powerful.
It's very powerful. And I thought of that myself because I would have loved someone to ask me that question.
And especially when people haven't lived it.
Yes.
And we're quite judgmental as a society.
Extremely.
And people say all the time, why didn't she just leave? Why didn't she just leave? You've just showed us why. You're stuck. It's all you know.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that are associated with it, whether it's financial, whether it's children,
Yes.
whether it's homelessness.
Yes.
Sometimes, as you said, it's better off being loved with a black eye than getting out.
But the reason you do get out safely is if you have children, you get out for them. I remember when John was threatening to kill me, he told me what he'd do, what he'd wear, where he'd do it, how he'd do it, and when he'd do it. And I went to our GP and he said, you stay for the children. Okay? So John did exactly, all them things. Thank goodness. He's couldn't kill me. You can't kill me. No one can kill me. I will go when my job is done. He had a good try, don't you worry.
So how did you get out safely?
Okay, so I was in my last relationship with black eyes constantly, and I went out to an event. I think it might have been Christmas. We went to a work event with him. That we must have been having a good week that week. And we had an argument because I supposedly looked at someone or something like that. I went home. I left him at Crown. I went home to bed. I remember him knocking on the door, went down to answer it, and I was KO'd with 2 black eyes. I woke up the next morning and I looked in the mirror and I thought, I'm sure there's another way to life.
Your light bulb moment.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes, but the plan took me 2 years.
Yep.
That's why she can't just leave. I kept telling myself, no more, no more. What am I doing to these children? They are not asking for this. They are the innocent party. And still, I had to stay with him to be safe, like you said. But I started the plan, and it's hard to start the plan when you hate yourself so much, because that's all you've been told. For me, it was most of my life. You worthless piece of shit. You fat, lazy C. What have you been doing all day? Were John's words, looking after 4 children under 4. And the last one's words were, you dumb bee. Who's going to listen to you? Look now. But it was him that I had the 2 black eyes from.
And you got out?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I ran with 5 children in a car from this man with a smashed front windscreen and a smashed back windscreen. And I went to my cousin's house down in Rye. And then there was a DB service down there that I ended up going to. But that didn't stop the relationship, Wade. Kept going.
And arguably, it didn't stop the relationship that you have with yourself.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
Because you said your brain's been wired to look at you in a certain light. So You've been on the quest. We've been working together the last month, 2 months.
Yep.
Now you're on a quest to rewire that brain, aren't you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I've come a long way, believe me. I love me.
Yeah.
I love me.
And I love that you said in that light bulb moment, you looked at yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
What do you do with the mirror every day? Don't you? You high five the mirror every day?
I do high five the mirror. When I get out of the shower, it's always steamy. So this morning's message was, you got this, girl. And touch the mirror and give myself high five. I knew I was coming to do this. I'm pretty sure that I am. Recovery is every day, but I'm at a stage now where I love myself so much that I am ready to share this so that women can love themselves this much as well.
And that's what we were talking about, the lessons before, and you being the chosen one. Why did you not turn to some of those vices? Why did you survive? Why did you get through? And that light bulb moment that we discussed, you've told me before, it's because I am the chosen one. I'm the voice for the voiceless.
Yes.
You know, I'm the strength for the weak. So
yes.
Your power, that's your superpower.
It is my superpower.
What's the top that you have?
I am a woman. What is your superpower?
So that's your superpower.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
So first step, you get out.
Yep.
Right? In order for you to be strong for others, you have to be strong for yourself.
That's it.
So you give up a few things. You give up alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Let's go.
Okay, so I was an alcoholic for 15 years. The kids knew, but no one else. I didn't drink until night. Spent 10 years in my bedroom. And I wanted to do something about it for a long, long time. But when you don't love yourself and you don't realise that what the alcohol is actually doing to you, because you can just go to the shop and buy it, I wanted to be loved. I wanted to accept love, and I wanted most of all, to let my children love me the way they want to.
And how did you kick that? You've got a good tool. What's the app that you use?
I Am Sober.
I Am Sober.
Yes.
And how much money did it say you've saved?
The other day it was about $6,530 in nearly 14 months, $6,530. And I did on average $15 a day. I was a beer drinker. So that was being very generous.
See, and the problem is, especially with our society, it's so normal.
Oh.
It's a drug, but it's normal.
It is.
They sponsor all the footy clubs.
Yes.
They sponsor the AFL.
Yes.
The advertising's everywhere, so it becomes a societal norm. You can't go to a barbecue without someone saying, "Oh, what are you drinking?" And then you're sort of made to feel like there's something wrong with you. If you don't, so I've been to a barbecue before. Oh, here, have a beer. Oh, sorry, I don't drink. Oh, okay, so there's something wrong with you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a bit patronising at times.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Like, good on you.
Yes, they don't know what to say sometimes.
But being sober, that in itself is a superpower.
Yeah.
Because you had carpal tunnel surgery.
Yep.
You know, you've got a scar on your hand. We were chatting earlier, and we were saying how everything that you've lived, so all those horrific things, although they've given you such strength and such different perspective, and you wouldn't be the woman who you are without them, you wouldn't wish any of that upon your worst enemy.
No, I wouldn't.
But when we drink and we've lived all those horrific things, those horrific things are like an open wound. And then when we drink, it's just like a Band-Aid. We're just putting that Band-Aid on it.
Yes.
And it's just masking it.
Yes.
And we sober up and we feel worse than what we did before. But it's not healing that wound. So that's why sobriety has been a game changer for myself, because I can address the deep issues without constantly trying to mask it.
Exactly. Something really, really yucky and educational come up when I stopped drinking. I couldn't eat, Wade, because I'd never dealt with all the sexual assault and it was all coming back. And I couldn't eat because I couldn't handle putting something in my mouth because it felt like something else. I went and did a retreat, but that was like, if I wasn't working with a coach back then, I'd be sculling bottles of vodka by now, because that wasn't supposed to come up. I've dealt with all that. And what I was doing was masking it with alcohol. So it wasn't a fun time. And you need strength to be able to do that. And if you can't do it the first time, it's definitely not a failure. But it's just like, I couldn't believe that, like, everything was coming up for me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, but I've dealt with all this, and I hadn't dealt with it. And so that was another thing that I had to overcome. We met for the first time, and I explained to you, even the way I eat, it has to be a certain way, the way I put things in my mouth. I just want to say, recovery is forever. Recovery takes a bloody long time. And if there's someone listening that thinks, oh, how could I ever get there? it is very possible, and it's not easy work, it's hard work. But in the end, like I say now, this is a happy story. It's not a sad story.
It isn't. It is a happy story. And that recovery isn't an individual sport. It's not a solo sport.
Yes.
So you've told me before the opposite of addiction's connection.
That's it.
So who you surround yourself with, times when you've wanted to drink, you've picked up the phone and spoken to myself.
Yes.
It's important to have good people aligned with you around you, because bad moments happen.
Yes.
Life happens. It's
Yes.
inevitable. You can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the sweet without the sour. So life's going to happen inevitably. So it's important that you have some really strong people in your circle to help you when you're about to revert back to those bad habits.
That's it.
Because those bad habits, that drinking, that's just your autopilot.
Yes.
You lived it for so long.
Yep.
That's your autopilot.
Yep, exactly.
You fucking beaten it.
Yes, I
swore
did.
I did it softly. So you overcome this, all right? You overcome the addiction. Now, this love thing, it's been a theme for quite some time.
It's been a theme for my whole life.
Dad leaves, abusive boyfriends, abusive friends, abusive husbands. You've seen how siblings have been treated by their spouses. You have a very distorted view of love up until now, right? Then you flip the script on it.
Yeah.
Up until recently, how was love with children?
Okay, so my kids so desperately wanted to love me. Like, there was once I said to my daughter Paris, I wish I could just let you hug me the way you want to hug me. And she said, Mum, that really hurts. That really hurts. Don't you understand what you mean to us and how much we love you?
So you couldn't give love, you couldn't receive love, or both?
I could give it in a distorted way, I'd say.
Because you weren't comfortable in receiving
it back.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of your self-worth.
Yes.
You didn't feel like you were worthy of that.
No. They're either going to hurt me or leave me if I let someone love me. Yes.
What was your light bulb moment there?
I'm pretty sure I got off the phone from you and I'd said to you, all I want ever to be is to be loved. I don't know what it feels like to be loved by a partner. And I hung up the phone and I thought, what an effing hypocrite. I have 5 children that all they want to do is love me. I can have love, and I have 5 grandchildren that want to love Gigi, and Gigi wants to love them too. And for the first time ever in my life, was it the same night I went and asked my son for a hug?
I said, what are you doing? Go and get a hug.
Yeah.
But there was a condition. There was a caveat with it. Was it 30 seconds?
Yes.
It had to be a big hug.
Yes. It has to be at least 30 seconds.
You were shitting yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I would freeze when they touched me. Like they'd hug me and I'd put my arms around them, but I'd be frozen.
How did it feel?
It was life-changing. James, who I asked for the hug, that boy, what he has been through makes my story look mild. His father made him choose the knife at 4 years old to try and kill his mother, and then took him home to my house, cut up all my clothes, cut up my car tyres, went shopping with James and bought him a Sony PlayStation, 8 15+ games. With the knife, he would throw pieces of paper up in the air and slice them. He also would tell the children, he had the children for 3 weeks, my older 2. We were in witness protection. He turned against someone he'd killed someone with, and we ended up being protected witnesses moving state. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I lost track,
No, you're
Wade.
right,
I
you're
lost
right.
track.
You're right. So he's been through the unimaginable.
He has been through the unimaginable,
And
yes.
he's crying out for his mum to cuddle him.
Yes.
All right? He wants his
Yes.
mum.
Yes.
His mum's a beautiful woman. He just wants his mum.
Yeah.
But his mum, understandably, for what she's gone through, she can give cuddles, but she can't receive cuddles.
The Great Wall of Kellie.
Great Wall of Kellie. And I said, all right, we're going to break down the Great Wall and we're going to rebuild it. So we set a mission. It was a cuddle mission, wasn't it? It was a cuddle-thon. A cuddle-a-thon.
Yeah. And now
everyone's in on it.
Oh, I love it. I love to be hugged by my kids. I can, when James has his girls after school, I just go down, hi, and kiss them and cuddle them. There's no barrier. There's no, like, the Great Wall of Kellie's not all the way down, but I tell you what, we've put a big bloody dent in it. And it just feels magical. Like something that I didn't know what it felt like. I mean, my mum loved me so much.
You're going to make me cry on that. Sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, it's so nice to receive.
And, sorry, I need to catch myself. Thank you for sharing this. Like, this is huge.
I'm not going to say sorry.
No. So we've rewired it, right? And it was a big thing, like it was a big breakthrough, and I'm so proud of you. And there's a chain reaction involved in that.
Yes.
They're all walking taller now. They're all walking with smiles on their faces. But we started talking about, hence the name of the podcast, we started discussing who your Derek is. And your Derek didn't like cuddles.
No way.
Yeah?
Yeah, no way. Wouldn't allow them.
And when we started to understand, you started to talk about it and get a better self-awareness on how that manifests and what that looks like. You started saying, shit, I'm being a real Derek here. Weren't you?
Yeah, well, how dare me not let my kids hug me and love me?
Exactly. So you went in competition with yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you haven't looked back ever since.
No way. After I had the carpal tunnel surgery, I had a really horrible time when I had to have the stitches removed. And you know this, I was in a state. They had made me relive this day with John over, and it felt like 20 times worse because people were holding me down. But when I got home from that appointment, I was a mess. And I had 3 of the adult children there. And so I explained to them how I was feeling, and I was feeling pretty broken, and it still affects me to today, but that's another story. But I said to them, I need a hug, 3 individual hugs. And I think it was Clay, and he didn't use 2 hands. And I said, 2 hands, Clay. Yeah. So it just comes natural now, and the way I receive it is just like, it's just like a whole new dimension or something happening. I said to you the other day, what's this frequency? And all these positive, lovely things are happening, and it seems like things started changing when I started believing that I want my children to love me, and I want to love them. I don't need a man to love me. I don't need a partner to love me.
Because you built the relationship that you have with yourself. You started to love yourself. You started to understand I am worthy.
Yes.
I won't be dictated or driven by these men ever again.
No.
And you started to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
And you started to love yourself and become proud of yourself. That was actually a question that I was meant to ask. Are you proud of yourself?
I'm extremely proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for my courage, because it's the courage to speak, and it usually always comes back to helping others, but I'm so proud that I am speaking because I believe my story can save lives.
And your children, are they proud of you?
They're very proud of me. They can't listen to the podcasts, unfortunately, which is understandable. They've lived it. There's so much I can't tell you, the things they've seen. But, yeah, they are very proud. They are very, very, very proud.
Unique with you, we can sit in our trauma, okay? We can sit in it and we can start pointing fingers and have the blame game, which justifies our vices or our behaviours or our future by living so much in our past. You've weaponized your past by going to war against it and becoming a stronger version of you.
Yeah.
Right? You do so much work.
Yes.
The Great Wall of Kellie, it's been broken down, and we're building a stronger version that's ever existed.
Yes.
You started with your addiction recovery. You started with love. That's now transformed into your mindset. You've been doing a lot of work on your mindset.
Yes.
And you just touched on earlier how when you're positive and you're showing up as your truest and best self, your avatar that we were working on,
Yes.
you do. You project this frequency and it just opens doors. You move into this state of abundance, haven't you? And you've just been, so many doors have been opening for you, haven't they?
Yes, I really. I did a podcast the other day and the guy sent me the screenshot this morning that on TikTok it's got nearly 40,000 views. And like I just burst into tears of gratitude and, you know, sent him a message back. And it feels so nice to be happy to receive. And I think letting the kids in and showing me what it feels like to be in a good, happy space and then give that out, things happen.
Yeah, and by building yourself up, you're becoming that strength for others.
Yes.
So this moves me to what is your mission? So you're building yourself up and you're building this army behind you. You're working on yourself so you can be strong for others and you can be the voice for the voiceless. What does the next 12 months look like for Kellie? What is your mission?
Okay, so keynote speaking, I want to do a lot of that.
What topics do you speak on?
So, yeah, the teaching people what domestic violence actually looks like, teaching people what domestic violence can do to you, teaching and helping women and children get out safely, and just sharing my message so that a lot of people know what not to do.
And you give a lot of people hope as well. Like you give me hope that, you know, our past doesn't define us.
No.
And just like Mum said the other day, it's strength. If we can reflect on it and not have that lens of blame,
Yeah.
we can say, okay, why did this happen?
Yes.
What do I need to learn here?
Yes.
That's extremely empowering. That gives us so much strength.
I think I've done that most of my life and I've kept them things, in the bank sort of thing. Wade, when I was 26 years old, after John tried to kill me, I had to go for custody of my children. And I was 26 and I said to the professionals, of course, I don't want my kids to see him, but that's not my job. That's not my place. I can't say that. You professionals decide whether they should see him or not again. And then when we got to court, Your Honour said to me, can I ask how old you are? And I said, I'm 26, Your Honour. And he said, I've been sitting on this bar for 20 years and I have never come across a parent who doesn't want to play tug-of-war with their children. He said, you, ma'am, you should be congratulated. You are a role model for, not a role model, you are someone that other people should take advice from. He said, I have never heard it. And the man tried to take your life. Thank you so much.
I think that sums up your character right there. That sums up your character a fair bit, you know.
Yes.
We're about 55. Thanks, mate. So, yeah, that sums up your character to a T. And I think that further reinforces your mission. You know, you're not there to pass judgment.
No way.
You're not there to take sides.
No way.
You're there to help and support.
Yeah.
So people listening, people watching, reach out to your socials directly.
Yep. Yes, please.
To speak.
Yes.
And support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you've been working with Left Right Hook.
Yes. Yes.
it just sums you up. You're a fighter.
Yeah.
And here I see you're doing this boxing program. How therapeutic has that been for you?
It's been amazing. Like I said, I sat in front of a psychiatrist for 10 years, first 10 years of recovery. Did a lot, but I still left with all the trauma. And then Left Right Hook, it's a boxing and writing program. So we go in, we get prompts, and then we go and hit the bags. So there was a prompt for me, times you stood up for yourself. So the times I've stood up for myself, I've ended up black and blue in a corner. And then I had to write for 10 minutes about an event that had happened, times I stood up for myself. I ended up in hospital, I think. And yeah, I don't know, Wade, something changed in me when I went and punched them bags, and there was no, after that prompt, and there was no one punching me back. It was almost like a life-changing moment. And I've done the program, I'm doing it the 4th time now, and my bloody invisible backpack, mate, it's gone. It's gone. The trauma's out on the bag.
You're bloody inspirational, Kellie.
Yeah, I used to dance from the fire. Now, I've danced through it to become this phoenix rising.
You are the rise of the phoenix.
Yes, yeah. And I've never spoken to you about this, but what I would love to do is my mummy passed at 9:38 in the morning.
You set an alarm every day, don't you?
Yeah, have an alarm set every morning. Still never missed a beat since the day she passed. It will be 8 years next month. And what I would love to do is build a sanctuary called Sanctuary 938, where women and children come and rebuild their lives, and they can do anything they want to do. Some kids wouldn't have picked a flower. Some kids wouldn't know what it feels like to have sand through their toes. Some kids wouldn't have known what a swimming pool looks like. So that's what I would eventually really, really love to do.
It'll happen.
It will happen.
And anyone watching, okay, the right person will see this one day. We need to have another chat.
Yes.
I don't think an hour does your story justice, but not only that, where you're heading, I can't wait to have you on again and see the amazing work that that you're tracking towards.
Yeah. And
I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. You're special.
Thank you.
You're amazing. And anyone who wants to reach out to Kellie and help her, or any way I can help in any way, shape or form, I'll continue to work with you.
Yes.
But stay tuned, everyone, because I can't wait to have the update.
Yes.
It's going to be special. Thanks for jumping on.
Thank you. I need to thank you very much as well. Took a long time to ask for that hug. It took years. And going down to my son and asking him for a hug, and him just wanting to give it to me and not asking the question why. It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. So I'm extremely grateful for you giving me the courage to do that. I'll never forget it.
Kellie, give me a hug. I love you. You're a special woman.
The chosen one?
The chosen one. So that's Kellie Carter-Bell, the Rise of the Phoenix, brought to you on the Not Today Derek podcast. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the next update of Kellie. So I'll touch base with you a bit later on.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Not today, Derek.
Not today, Derek.